Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat, joined by Dolly Cat. Hi, yes, Merle. Yeah. You gave me a little chirpy. You gave me a little chirpy. I turn around a bit, the baby. Yeah. So I've got little Miss Dolly today on my chair. She's decided to come be comfy with me. Up there the printer is printing a 20-slot Game Boy storage tray, Game Boy cartridge storage tray. Ah, there's a little thing there. Yep, I noticed it. I saw it earlier. There's a little black blob on the front of the thing that is on the brim and not the object itself. So while that would normally be, like catastrophic failure, I would where I would stop the print and try again. It's on the brim, and the brim gets removed. So yeah, it's fine. At least it seems to be fine so far. So that is the fifth. That is my fifth order for this weekend so far. This is a holiday weekend, by the way. Hello, Ave. Welcome. United States is having Memorial Day holiday on Monday. Monday be Memorial Day. This is Memorial Day weekend. So my orders will not be going out until Tuesday since Monday is a shipping holiday as well. The post office is in fact closed and we do not get mail on Monday. So yeah, I have a few orders. There's the 25 slot DS wall display. Sold one of those. Sold a 12 slot game video game storage tray, general video game storage tray. There's this item here. There's a 10 slot Nintendo 3DS tray in white. And the last order was for 4 items. 1 Sega Game Gear console display, and 3 of the general, like handheld or game cartridge displays. It's these things that's displaying my Switch up there, and then when I don't have this camera up, the PS Vita on the other side. Yeah, those little things. They bought 3 of them in black. So yeah, so it's a good weekend so far. It's good so far. It's good to see that my sales have gone up over time. It's always good to see. So how have things been? I did not stream on Thursday because of this little game known as Withering Waves released. Technically, it released on Wednesday night, going into Thursday, but it released at my bedtime. So I didn't start playing until the following morning. And yeah, I'm a bit glad that I waited because a little bit, because yeah, there were hot fixes in place when I began, and there have been further hot fixes and very brief maintenance periods since then. Yeah, the launch for many people was a bit rocky for this game. There have been some reports of people just not being able to play at all because of crashing issues or not being able to log in. One even reported that they could try to log in on multiple different devices and their account was giving them a black screen where they could log in with a different account and be in just fine, but their specific account was giving them black screen when they logged in. So yeah, there's a few issues. I have not experienced that many myself. Nothing particularly catastrophic. There was one thing that happened that was like, okay, this shouldn't happen at all. Basically, during the near the end of the main quest, there is a mini boss to fight, and I was fighting this mini boss. It's in an elevated area where you ideally shouldn't be able to fall off the arena. I think I technically did, and it freaked the game the hell out. As in the mini boss I was fighting lost its AI completely. It went like static. The camera went to a fixed camera angle, and while I could sort of move my characters around with the fixed status, the fixed camera angle, if I went to a certain point on the screen, it would be like warp zoned out of existence until eventually it like reset to 0, 0. So, and the mini boss didn't have like HP bars shown. I could like go up and hit the thing, but I was basically stuck until I restarted the game. And it put me at the beginning of the fight again. And that was the worst thing that I have experienced, the worst bug that I have come across. I mean, there's been other things like they fixed a lot of this by now. The like the text boxes were cut off on occasion. Like if there's a longer string of talking, they just didn't have the text go into new text boxes. It just completely filled the text box and continue going. So you like miss a lot of what was said. And I turned the voices off. That was like among the first things that I did was I just completely muted the voice audio. Because I just don't like the English VA, and I didn't feel like downloading any of the others at the time. I just don't like the English VA at all. None of it is good. At least none of it at the beginning of the game was good enough to justify me keeping it on. As for the game itself, it's fine. Yeah, I believe that it is better than Genshin Impact. It's very, 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 very heavily inspired by Genshin Impact. As in, it has basically every single mechanic just with a different name and like graphics to it. So it is mechanically copy-pasted Genshin Impact, along with some bits of Honkai Star Rail. They have what is effectively a simulated universe mechanic in the game at the moment, which is not in Genshin, last I checked, unless they've added something recently. They have and they have a little bit of Pokemon in there, in that the monsters that you fight can occasionally drop themselves as an echo that you collect, and these function as your relics in the game. But just, you know, any random monster that you fight can drop an echo that you can collect, and yeah, they have stats. You collect them all. You get experience by collecting everything. And there are shinies. Like the echoes can have skins, and there are shiny skins that can spawn on the map, and you can get the shiny. You can get the shiny Pokemon. So, yeah, I've enjoyed my time. I have, at this point, completed the current main quest content, I believe, in the game. There are a lot of side quests, a lot of like extended mission lines, side mission lines, as well as random little quests here and there. and a couple of companion quests. I've done one of the companion quests. I've like sort of technically started another one, but anyway, she's grooming now. She's getting herself made pretty. So yeah, it's been on top of my mind a bit, and that's why I didn't stream on Thursday, is because I was pretty much only thinking of that game and the other games that I play. You know, I do continue to have Star Rail going. I spend my stamina twice a day in Star Rail, and right now I'm just doing things for doing things, the sake of doing things, because there's not really anything else to do. So yeah, may not be continuing with Star Rail for that much longer, honestly. Particularly in this period where I am playing Withering Waves, at least until I get to the point in Withering Waves where I have exhausted all of the content, and I am waiting for the next patch to drop, which it also appears as if Withering Waves is going to operate on a 6-week patch cycle. And their Gacha banners are 3 weeks long each. Speaking of the Gacha banners, oh boy. Oh boy. So, due to the issues that they've had, the technical issues that they've had, the developers have given out a bunch of compensation, which has included a bunch of extra polls, more than originally planned. And we just got a free standard 5-star selector as a compensation. So every account for the next year, I believe even if you make it fresh, is going to get this free 5-star selector. So that's a thing. They have a novice banner that will give you a random standard 5-star after you pull on it a total of 5 times, but it's 40 pulls. So after 40 standard pulls spent, you will get guaranteed a 5-star from that novice banner at random. So if you haven't used the selector yet, don't use the selector until after you get the random off of the novice banner, because then you know you can eliminate one of the options from what you got off the novice banner. And then once you get the character off of the novice banner, you can then select a 5-star standard character, and that will be the character that you get the next 5-star that you get at standard rates. And you can change it at any time. You can do this once, as far as I'm aware, and you have to do pulls in sets of 10. And pity is at 80. Hard pity is at 80, but apparently it has a soft pity that's supposed to begin around 50 pulls. In my own personal experience, on the event character banner, which has the same rates, it's supposed to be 0.8%, and then 1 point something cumulative, I forget the exact number. It's supposed to be 0.8%, which is higher than Genshin and Star Rail. It's a higher base rate for characters. Genshin and Star Rail, it's 0.6, not 0.8. For one, and the pity is at 80 rather than at 90 pulls. And since it has this soft pity system, I'm imagining if it is exactly like Genshin and Star Rail, it will never hit hard pity. It is effective. It should be effectively impossible to hit hard pity, and that is exactly how it is in Genshin and Star Rail. It is, for all intents and purposes, impossible. One or two people ever may have had it happen, because, even astronomical chances can happen at some point if you have enough people doing it over time. But still, it is extremely, extremely rare. So I'm imagining that it should be like that in Withering Waves. I went to 75 for my first event poll, and the event banner works just like Genshin's. It's a 50-50 shot of getting the event character or getting a standard character for the first time that you get a 5-star, and then if you fail to get the event character, the next one that you get is guaranteed. And that's with characters. With weapons, you will always get the event weapon anytime you pull a 5-star, and it's the same rates as the character banner, which is significantly better than both Genshin and Star Rail. Star Rail is actually a little bit easier than Genshin because you only get the one weapon at a time on the banner, on each individual banner. There's separate banners. It's only one weapon at a time, and it's a 75-25 to get the weapon. Withering Waves, it's 100% to get the weapon every single time. So it's not as big of an investment for weapons. It's not as big of an investment in general, to be completely honest, but still could be expensive if you're paying. I would not suggest paying money for pulls specifically. So, yeah, I did not get particularly lucky on the account so far. I have not been particularly lucky so far. I've very much relied on the selector, and I will be relying on, well, both selectors for getting stronger characters in the game. I have to build them, and building them will take a while. So, yeah, there's that. So let's see. I've just continued with Star Rail, just, spending stamina on Azure Lane. I'm just doing the current event. I've gotten all of both of the ultra rares at this point, at least the one copy of each of the ultra rares at this point. Yeah, just farming the event for the foreseeable future until I think it goes until the 12th of June. So it's gonna be a while. This event cycle is like 3 weeks long. So yeah, just farming the event. That's basically it. Getting the rewards from the event, leveling characters in the event. I'll see if I will likely pick up the second copy of the Mogador ship, ultra rare destroyer. I'll likely pick up the second copy that's available of that because that will save a Mark III Burin, and it's relatively cheap for what it is. It's like would I spend the event currency on getting one of those upgrades for an ultra rare, which would get me that copy. It's effectively the same thing. So like, would I do this for one of those? Yes. So I'll get the second copy to upgrade the character. AFK Journey continues, I guess. It's getting a little boring lately. I've done all the map content. So, and it's just dailies at this point. The battle drills for guild content are just going. Yeah, due to Withering Waves, I suspect that a lot of people are leaving AFK Journey in their entirety, and that included my guild leader in the game, because he was having some technical difficulties with even being able to really get into the game for very long for AFK Journey, and he's just completely dropped it for Withering Waves. I haven't dropped it, so he just made me leader. I'm like, oh, okay. So I guess I'm leading a guild now. Like number 6 in the server guild. It's like woo hoo. I've, like, just for inactivity, I've already had to kick multiple people. And I've been able to replace them at this point with folks. I need active people on my server for my guild and AFK Journey. I need some active folks so we can, you know, keep getting the battle drill stuff done over time. That would be great. That would be great. Unfortunately, you can't make a new character on my server, I think. It's server 221, but yeah, the server count is up to over 500 at this point. I'm not sure exactly how many servers that are open, but every new server that opens up starts at day 1. You do not get access to the seasonal content at the beginning. You have to wait until the server is 42 days old. So you have to wait 42 days until you get access to the season content, and then when the season ends, the season is over, even for those who may have only just gotten access to it. So, yeah, enjoy that bullshit. That was not the way to do it, devs. The whole thing is actually just a shit show, to be honest, with the whole concept of the seasons. I don't like how they've executed it at all. I think that their decision making was completely, utterly, royally flawed, and has made for a rather shitty experience overall, for just about everyone except for the whales. And even the whales at this point have nothing to do, so the whales are likely quitting too at this point. So yeah, the AFK Journey is dive bombing. Pretty sure at the moment. Yeah, they're gonna need to work real hard. Because they're gonna do content updates every month. This first one better be exceedingly good, because I will not continue playing if it's not. I'll give them this one patch to make it better, make it continuously playable. Otherwise, I am not going to continue it. I'm already not going to give them any more money that I have currently spent. They're not going to get any money anymore for my account. That shit ain't happening. Because there's actually nothing, and what there is boring. So yeah, it's AFK Journey. Yeah, my money will go to Withering Waves now, where I have gotten the monthly and the battle pass. That's where I'll spend it now. Not gonna be spending it on Star Rail anymore. To be honest, I'll do Withering Waves instead. And now my coffee's gone. And I think I've said what was on my mind. Factorio! The game. The last time that we met, I ended the stream a little early, because I wasn't feeling too good. But we got Cobalt. We got Cobalt extract. I have some drop frames I'm seeing. Have we improved? Are we improving? Are we better? I'm not seeing the drop frame count increase. Don't know why. Don't know why the frames dropped there. That looks okay on my previews. So we got Cobalt extract last time. Where did I get it? Here. It's actually flowing. My god, I can't believe it. We got it, and it's actually moving. Yay! Huzzah! Huzzoo, huzzoo, huzzum. I'm still waiting for some cDNA to happen at some point ever. We are working towards getting the new creatures that I will need to obtain in order to get into Py 2. That is what we are working on right now. In order to get these creatures, I'm going to need fetal serum as well as artificial blood. We are currently working towards the artificial blood. In order to get the fetal serum, I'm going to need silver. Silver and guts, basically, for making the fetal serum. So that's one side of things, and the artificial blood is the other. Now, cobalt extract was step 1 towards the process of getting into the artificial blood. And we had also needed to get like rare earth ore to get into the cobalt extract, so all of that was mostly copy-pasted from the rare earth oxides build. Oh boy. So, the main thing with the artificial blood is that it needs blood for albumin. Why we need to use regular blood to make artificial blood, I don't really know. But anyway, Flutech PP6 is the other item. That needs cobalt fluoride, which needs the extract, and rare earth oxides, as well as acid, gas, and hot air. It also needs decalin, which is nextlit, titanium, aromatics, and hydrogen. And I generally keep that on its own, separate. Because I also need it for the cytostatics. So the decalin will be a separate build. The rare earth oxides we already have. So yeah, we need to do this stuff. And I would like to get the artificial blood going today. That would be ideal if we could get that done today. So let's get working on it. I don't need the extract either, so we just need to do these 4 things here. All right. Let us begin. What am I going to do for aromatics? Do I have the aromatics on trains? Yes. I have aroma on trains. So I don't need a I don't need access to a ore. Do not need ore access. So that means we're gonna go in here. Woohoo. Yeah, so about that. Are we blocked? No. Okay. So I'm gonna place all of the rails down and get rid of all of these power poles here that are in the way. All those power poles are in my way. Let's see. The next part is, am I gonna stream for 3 hours today? I don't know. To be completely honest. Okay, everything there is now connected. It's just making sure that my main power is connected to the rest of the power grid. To which I should probably... just connect everything and get the rail lines set up at this point. Yeah, there we go. Yay, it's all connected now. So my stomach, there's like a soreness behind my belly button today. I'm not sure how that happened. Yeah, the little bit of like soreness, like right in the middle of my belly. It's weird. Not something I'm used to. It's not particularly distracting or anything. It's just there. It's like I know it's there. My brain knows it's there. And, you know, still very distracted by Withering Waves. That my brain is in that mode right now, so switching fully to this is not what my mind wants to do. But we'll manage to make progress. And if progress has been made, then we'll probably end and not just artificially extend things to the end of the stream. That might be how I go about it going forward here is, yeah, if we do what I've set out to do, then that'll be it. I don't want to stop something in the middle. Alright, we've got our square. This will be the Decalin factory. It will need some of these. Making hydrogen. So, do I only want like 5 Decalin? Might need more than that. I am not at Py2. No, we are working towards Py2. So yeah, we don't have any of the useful stuff from Py2 quite yet. And I don't particularly mind this playthrough taking longer than my other playthroughs. Primarily because it is going to be a while before the expansion releases. For the next Pi thing releases. Let's see, I will need another one of these. And I mean, what am I gonna do in between time, you know? Like, what is there really? No titanium? Interesting. I'll use loaders. New stuff will be after the expansion. I would imagine. And the expansion is supposed to be by the end of the year. We shall see. I'm gonna expect that there's likely going to be a delay into 2025. I would expect delays. And I would also say that if there are not delays, to expect an extremely buggy mess. Those are the two options. Either it's going to be delayed or it's going to be excessively buggy when it releases. And I'd rather it not be that. Uh-huh. Yeah, we don't need random character spam, thanks. So I haven't even really talked about the Friday facts for a little bit. Like I didn't talk at all about the like asteroid update. Frankly, I didn't even read the asteroid one, and I haven't even read the undo redo thing for this most recent update. It's really just like graphics and updates for the first one, and I figured that would be the case. It's just graphics, and that's it. I don't give any shits. Undo, redo, information, and confirmation. Well, the confirmation will be nice. Yeah, that'd be nice. Oh yeah, undoing wires is nice. And rotations. And filter requests, yeah, the notably missing things, that should be undone with undo and redone with redo. Yes, that's all stuff that should have really been in the game from the very beginning. Thanks. And then they fixed some latency bugs with the car. Okay, sure. How about pushing that live? How about you make that, like, actually live? So that people can, you know, have that benefit now. If you've done that fix, push it. Like, if you're fixing bugs, push the bug fixes. Because otherwise, all you are actually just doing is making people suffer until so that you can pad out the content of your update to like, I will never be okay with them actually developing fixes for issues that currently exist in the game and just choose to not release them so that they have that as extra padding to their expansion release. Because they're just gonna fix issues and they're not gonna push them and just hold on to them for months and months and months and months and months at a time so that everything can just be given magically from our benefactors and overlords when they so desire for us to spend more money with them. Anyway, so things. Next is the cobalt fluoride, and I'm going to need to make acid gas for that, which sigh. Where is this guy? It's making sulfuric acid by converting acid gas. So we're gonna go over here. And we're gonna overflow valve into another doohickey here. Locomotive. Wagon. Okay, acid gas. Define that in here. Alright. That'll be that. So now we can set up this factory. Oh. You know, oh. Yeah, it's not a large throughput factory. So the issue I just spotted is that I ended up using a sinkhole on the steam output when I needed to use a gas vent. Oops. So it's just been not moving. Because it needed a gas vent rather than a sinkhole. Oops. Let's fix that right now. Yeah, that needs to be that. There you go. Yeah, it's like 1 retrovirus per second. What it's supposed to be, anyway. So that explains why I don't have any cDNA. Currently, I believe so, yes. 13 to 2. Because it changed. It used to be a lot more turbines for like 12, 11, 12, something like that. And they, yeah, then they changed the numbers a bit, so it's, I believe, 13. 13 to 2 heat exchangers, 1 pressure pump, and 2 turbines. All the trees must die. These trees are just being killed on principle. They're not really in my way, but die they must. Okay. This factory is to make the cobalt fluoride. Now, do I only want to make the cobalt fluoride here, or do I want to go straight to Flutech PP6? That is a good question. Do I need this stuff? I need it for YAG laser modules. So that'll be much later in the game, but I will need it separately for those, so I may as well have them be separate now, and I won't have to think about it later. Okay, I'll just put... Oh, apparently I will not just put 2 buildings down. There you go. We're gonna need rare earth oxide and cobalt extract, as well as hot air and the acid gas. Okay, now logistics work. Acid gas. And hot air. Give it power, and it's making cobalt fluoride. Woohoo! Okay, next, we need to combine decalin and cobalt fluoride to make Flutech PP6 for artificial blood. Now, Flutech is also used in the production of gene transfer agent, GTA, and the Mark II kick-alk seeds, which is actually something to make. One of the upgrades I will do. Just because I need kick-alk in some amount of abundance for fibers in particularly. In particularly, particular, yes, that's the correct one. So next, right down there. Have to delete all those small power poles. We're actually almost at artificial blood already, and we still have like half an hour before the halfway point in the stream. So I should think of something else to do. Okay, so that did not delete anything. Delete my power. Alright, I'm gonna need to like put molten salt on my trains. And it's actually already here, and I can put a factory there. Or I could put a train station there, so that's actually okay. As is. It's very low throughput, but, you know, it's fine. I'll be needing this stuff. I need this stuff anyway, so I may as well do it now. Also, all trees must die. And it's okay to go out of our way to do this now. 'Cause I've got time. I have that luxury today. Because what we're doing isn't gonna take the entire stream. Entire 3 hours of the stream, anyway. But the next thing to do would be silver. And I guess there is time I can do that and be done with that. So I'm probably gonna go to Fetal serum. If we can get both artificial blood and Fetal serum today, that would actually be the best outcome. Just because it is at that point that I can let the game run for a while and get creatures, all of the creatures that we will need to further progress. That all will just require letting the game run at that point, because I think that that's all I need. It's just those two things. I don't remember what else I may need for some of them. But, yeah, I know about the fetal serum and the artificial blood, of which fetal serum is going to need silver and guts. Of course, all trees must die on principle. The sheer audacity to exist. Termite bots, definitely a fantastic addition for nanobots. Such a wonderful feature of nanobots. I do not need to import anything here, and there is room to actually just expand the molten salt production if I want to. Okay, well, a few times I actually can use this blueprint. Ooh. So I want this behind an overflow. Oh, it's... Yeah. Alt mode. Engage. Alright, so now my power isn't exactly tied to this location anymore. So when I need to expand my power, I can do so. I can also reheat the gases I am using for making hot air by doing this. That's the other part of doing that. The other reason to do that is now I can set up the coal power plants to heat up molten salt into hot molten salt so I can reheat things like the coke oven gas and get hot air a bit more efficiently if I so desire to do so. I am shipping hot air by train, yes. Because they don't have the ability to get hot air directly from stone bricks anymore. They removed that a while ago. You have to use the coke oven gas early and then outlet gas 4 later. Until Simics and Simic boilers, which is the ultimate solution for my hot air. But it'll take a while to get there. Where even? There. Yes, so we're using warmer stone bricks, excuse me, to get hot air by spending coke oven gas. They're spending coke oven gas. Yeah, so the Simic, like, the boilers have module slots. Which means you can add efficiency to the boilers and have them use less Simic. So the Simic boilers use Simic as fuel in the production process, and they will result a spent fuel result of a tired Simic. And you can throw the tired Simic into a, well, technically, you can delete them, or you can give them to the Python Bay. You can put them into a Python Bay and feed them to re-energize them to make a standard Simic again. So the cost ends up being pretty much just the cost of replenishing the Simic, of refreshing the Simic in the Python Bays. But if you can, you know, be efficient and throw efficiency into the Simic boilers, well then you've reduced the cost of refreshing the Simic because you won't have as many. You won't have as high of throughput required for it. But it's just efficient overall. just very, very efficient overall. To do Simic boiler stuff, just in general. Just in general, Simic boilers they're good. Just use them for everything that you can use them for, including power. You can do power out of it through pressured steam. They are good. Not the best with power, but they're pretty good with power. I would say that if you're not doing shenanigans with Bob's modules, it's one of the ones that's up there. Like, if you're not doing Bob's module shenanigans, it's still pretty good. Bob's module shenanigans with like productivity on every recipe set, there's better ways of getting power. It may be a really good way to get power through the Simics, but there are better ways with Bob's modules and with, you know, the power and things. The Simic boilers with the Bob's modules shenanigans, definitely like exceedingly strong for getting hot air. Even if it's just efficiency, getting 80% reduction in the fuel cost makes the Simics last basically forever in those buildings. And then, because they last so long, you don't actually have to refresh them when you can just burn them and feed in fresh Simics from your Simic production, which you need standard Simic production anyway in your factory. Just spend a little bit of that on your hot air. Just spend a little bit on your hot air, then you don't even need the Python base to cycle the Simics. Boogers, what am I doing in this particular factory again? Oh yeah, we're setting up blue tech. So do I have this building? Yes. We need one of those and we need one of these. So we need the Cobalt fluoride and Decalin. That makes 6.67. Let's do a little bit more than that. Oh, but that is a lot of cobalt fluoride just for that 6.67. Let's not do any more than that. There we go. So I set a fluid count on that wagon just because our throughput's really low. I don't want it to sit for hours and hours and hours doing nothing but waiting on the full tank. So that's how we do it. Just set a limit on the fluid. Just tell it to be like, hey, you can go when that fluid of PP6 is greater than or equal to 720. Now, one thing that I would absolutely love to see in a future patch would be the ability to set an any flag here. I think that that's noticeably missing, being able to set this to like any fluid greater than a constant amount. Like, why is that not a thing? Like, I just want it to be like, I don't care what fluid it has. I care about how much is in the thing. You know? I want to still be able to set a specific fluid because that actually matters. That does matter. But I also would like to be able to set it to be any fluid. And I hope that that is something that is going to be possible with the train system updates that are coming into the game with version 2.0. Any hoozles? Hoozles? Artificial blood is next. Yeah, it's time. The artificial blood itself is going to need albumin, which needs blood. That's it. I will need 2 centrifuges, though, at least, for this, so... yeah, that could be a problem. Where are these centrifuges? That's a pan. I need the centrifuge. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there is no wild card in there, in that list. Like, what I want is that, I want that yellow signal. I want that one. I want that very specific signal. It doesn't exist in the train interface. Just at all. Like, I want that yellow signal. And it's just noticeably missing. I don't know why it's not there. Like, that should have been obvious. That should have been there the whole time. It's like it literally exists in the game. Just why is it not there? There is a missing signal there. Either way, it's only relevant. Like, it's only an issue because this particular mod doesn't produce fluids in particularly high volumes. Off hack wheeze. It's only an issue because the throughput is bad on a lot of fluids. So If I didn't have to set a fluid limit on the trains, this wouldn't be a problem. But to build at a scale in which it wouldn't be a problem is a problem in and of itself. Just the building of the scale is a separate... the scale required is a separate issue. Anyway, this is this. Making this stuff. We need 2 of UE as well. We're going to need in here just fluid. Just fluid. So yeah, that can go. And we're making fluid as well. So you know we'll set this up all proper. Have our supply and our request. Why did I click Q? Hello. Welcome. We're just getting the artificial blood now. Oh, yeah, I need 2 of these. Right. Yeah, Intel Units is pretty far into the game. You're nearly finished. That's like the point in the game where it's just like bang, 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 bang for each new thing. It's just a matter of doing it and winning. You're winning now. It's all it becomes an execution thing rather than a big planning thing. Like all the main big plans are done. It's just executing the last items. Complaining about the crushed stone, doesn't want to store it. Well, in like the extreme beginning of the game, yeah, it's a problem. You have to there is no other way besides storing it at the very beginning of the game. They need to rush for progress to get to the ability to burn it. Once you have the ability to burn it, it's no longer an issue for the rest of the game, which is the majority of the experience. But I get that at the beginning it's a problem, and the beginning is where you get your impressions of the experience. And yeah, if it's not making a good impression at the beginning of the game, then they're justified in saying that the experience is bad. So, yeah, that's the Factorio, just as a game in general, has a similar problem. Yeah. It has a very similar problem with the base game, so this is just a function, I think, of that. The whole idea of starting small and building complex, or starting from nothing and building easier ways over time to get things, it's a little counterintuitive for a player experience perspective at the beginning of the game, and with like player retention experience. So this is as artificial blood. Well, it logically makes sense to make things easier over time by having increased complexity as you build and build and build and build and build up. If the beginning is like not enjoyable, then that is a real player retention issue. Request the blood. Why am I naming this? I'm not naming the requester stations. I think that one of the quick start mods should add at least one burner to the starting inventory. As an optional way of speeding up the early game. That's my thought. There are some quick start mods that actually let you define items, right? That it gives you at the beginning. I'm trying to remember. I don't think Tiny Start does that. It would be under startup settings. No, Tiny Start doesn't do that, but there is at least there is a quick start mod that I know allows you to actually define in this mod settings window exactly what items you start with. Then you can add burners to just have a set of burners at the beginning of the game. If you're having that problem, if you don't like at all having to store the crushed stone / ash, use a quick start mod to find burners at the beginning to just give you some initial burners, and then you could like treat it as a extra puzzle, I guess, where you then get to have to run all the logistics to the limited number of burners that you have at the beginning of the game. You then have to like build extra belts to run the logistics to burn the extra stuff from these, because you have a limited supply. Better than having none. Better than 0. I'm actually gonna flip that off. Yes, I know that. That sounds. Gonna turn this off so we can do the same thing. Define fluid limit. We'll say 720 because I'm sure that this is very, very slow. Just one building. Yeah. 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 We're making 1 per second. 1. Okay. So the artificial blood is done. Okay. I said that it would be best to get the fetal serum as well. So let's do fetal serum. This is going to need silver plates, guts, and glassware, of which I have the guts and the glassware. We just need to make silver plates. Now, the good thing about the silver plates, I say good thing, the thing about it is simply a copy and paste of the existing lead build for making molten lead. So where I am currently making molten lead, we will copy the entire build minus the electric arc furnaces. And minus the graphite. I don't need the graphite either. So it's actually just this part. I need a few more adjustments. And it needs to be at a source of Omnite, of course. So down in here somewhere. And I will set that. Tap into that Omnite. I think I have enough screeners. Where are my screeners? Do I not have them on this list? $125. Ah, there they are, down there. They're down there, screeners. And how about the impact crushers? I have 1. I need 14. Okay, that needs these guys. That's 2. It's making small parts, so let's grab small parts. Also grab those. That's 6. Need copper, but I need them for tinned cables. $11. Iron. Well, 13, 14. What did I need? 14. And then these guys. I have 1, I need 3. And I'll need advanced foundries as well, but I think I've got those. Yeah, I've got a few of those. All right. So this is going to make silver. It's not going to be a lot of silver. I would normally take a break in a few minutes, but actually, I think I'm going to go through until I get the fetal serum. We're just going to go until I get the fetal serum, and then we're going to end the stream at that point. It's just get the silver and get the fetal serum afterwards, so, you know. It's gonna not take too particularly long. And I will be ending the stream in particular because at that point it's mostly just waiting for new creatures to happen, to have further stuff to do. Like, I am basically forced to wait at this point, unless, like, I could do fertilizer Yadles, but like, the amount of stuff we can do is very limited now. I do technically have Yadles, but whatever. Whatevs. This is the acetylene. I'll need to bring in acetylene. Acetylene. I haven't looked at anything related to the Pi space thing. Particularly because at the moment I have no intention on ever playing another Pi series, so... yeah, there's that. For one. Silver just takes the lead dust. What is that pipe doing there for? It was hot air? What was it? What was that pipe there for? Don't know. Is it only the... yeah, I think it's only the acetylene. Your throughput's a little low. Your density is a little low. It's fine. In my opinion, the mod doesn't need new things. At all. I think that continuing to add and develop things for the Pi suite is just going to make the experience worse. Like, it cannot be better with more things. That its biggest problem is how much it has. Like, it's not going to get better with more. Heck. Where's that supposed to be? What? Oh, I see what I have done. Okay. I need a void line. Of course I did. Exactly the thing I shouldn't have done. Go. Not something a lot of the work that they're doing is going to go straight out the window the moment the expansion releases. So there's that too. With the amount of changes that are being made to how the game runs, it may necessitate redoing a lot of the work that they are currently doing. So yeah, there's that. And you know, of course, that every single mod in existence for Factorio will cease functioning with 2.0. Just bear in mind, this is going to happen because it's a major version update. Every single mod that exists has to be updated. So we're gonna lose a lot of mods as well because of this, from folks who are no longer around to support their mods. We're not going to have some stuff that we used to have. You might be able to just manually edit. It's just one definition in one file for what version the thing is made for. And it may still work fine. But while that is going to be the majority of mods, that little thing will take care of the majority. There's going to be a lot that will need more significant updates, and it's those that are just probably going to either die completely. There's going to be some that are going to be made redundant as well, that may just never get updated because they will be effectively part of the base game mechanically anyway at that point. And then all of the overhaul mods, none will work day one. Pretty much none will work day one of the bigger overhaul mods. I think that they may give early access to mod makers to have them be available day one, possibly, but I am not going to hold my breath on that. And I think that the Pi suite is going to need some particular attention with development. So that it will be compatible with the update. And particularly if their expansion is going to be doing stuff with space-related things. It's going to be needed. They're going to need to change stuff. What buildings? Or what building is damaged? I don't see damage. I don't see damage. I see my lights indicating whether or not the stuff is moving or not through the bottleneck light mod. That's light as in L-I-T-E. I saw a lot of red to indicate that I didn't have any acetylene, which yes, my acetylene is a bottleneck. Okay. Next, Fetal Serum Factory. This does not need to be done at a source of Omnite. Do this. Oh. I guess not. Okay. I guess we're not doing this. Let's see, where are you? There. Gib. Stop. Go back. Just needed more rail. Hello, Mr. Cat. Excuse me, but that is on. Hello. Come on. There it is. Hi. Hello. It's Ollie. Now we got both of the babies. Yes, all his wubbies. He's wubbies. Rubbing on my hand. Yes, he's wubby. He's wubby. Wubby. Hello. Ollie, yes. Yes, wubbies. Yeah, I know, Mr. Nuzzles. Mr. Nuzzles. Oh, those eyes close. Those eyes closing. Yes. Yes, big boy. Oh, no. No, he wants to keep going. He doesn't want it to stop. Yeah, I know, big boy. Okay. He hath moved. So we need guts and silver and glassware. I'm trying to remember the doohickey. Ah! Of course. Yes, Mrs. Cat? You changed position on me back there. Yes, and big boy too. Pumps. In there. Silver, glassware, guts. The trailing space there. The fetal serum. And that is that. Fluid count. Fetal serum greater than 1200. What is it? It's Alright, that's that. Define fetal serum. Save it, and we can go. Alright. That just leaves what exactly? I need to import the logistics science into the mall. I apparently have not done that. And the Py1, I think. I should need Py1 as well. And technically the automation science, but I have the automation science. And then I need to request the fluids. Huh. This is a different size. Whatever. To get fetal and artificial. Oh yes, and one more. Coke, oven gas. I will connect these. Figured I may as well show me connecting these. Because now we're just working on getting the initial creature copies done. Alright, let's see here. This one is the artificial blood. So the other one's the fetal. Alright. cDNA, fish, cDNA, 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 and Vrauk. So I'll need cDNA and fish requests and Vrauk. cDNA, fish, and Vrauk. Alrighty. And then it's just a matter of time. So let's get those 3 requests put in. Right, and I need to extend. Okay. It is now a waiting game. That is it. That is all. We just need to wait. And all of those creatures should get crafted at some point, and then we'll actually have stuff that we'll be able to do. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Cat. So I think that's going to be where I end it for today. Primarily since this will take a while, and what's left is creature related anyway. So I'd rather like begin on that note with creature stuff, since what we need next is like the Yadels. I think that's realistically what's next. I mean, there's still like microfiber that we could do, but a lot of the other stuff that remains is based on getting these creatures going. So yeah, with that, we're ending the stream. I'd like to thank you all for watching. This has been a talking show, but if you've enjoyed the stream, do all the social stuff below the video. I will hopefully have run the game for long enough to have some creatures done so we can come back on Tuesday to keep on progressing with biotic things going forward. I hope to see you all then.